Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a woman who spends time alone, not because she's lonely, not because she's waiting for someone to fill the void, but because she chooses to. She chooses her own company, her own thoughts, her own peace. And let me tell you, that kind of woman, she's powerful. She's dangerous. Not in the way society paints danger, but in the way she can't be shaken, manipulated, or easily swayed. Why? Because she's learned to be comfortable with herself. She doesn't need noise, distractions, or constant validation to feel alive. She's faced her thoughts, confronted her fears, and built her own strength from within. When you spend time alone, you learn who you are without the world's influence. You learn to trust yourself, and that self-trust, it's unbreakable. You're not looking around for someone to tell you who you are because you already know. A woman who spends time alone doesn't fear solitude. She embraces it. She's not going to settle for half-hearted love or friendships that drain her. The power of solitude is often misunderstood. Many people equate being alone with being lonely, but that couldn't be further from the truth. When a woman chooses to spend time alone, she taps into a source of strength and self-awareness that few people ever experience. It's not about isolation or avoiding others. It's about embracing her own company and finding comfort within herself. This ability to be alone without feeling lonely is rare, and it's precisely what makes her so powerful. She's not afraid of her thoughts or her emotions because she's taken the time to understand them. She doesn't need external validation because she's learned to validate herself. This kind of inner peace is not just liberating, it's dangerous to those who seek to control or manipulate her. A woman who embraces solitude cultivates unshakable confidence. She doesn't rely on the opinions of others to feel worthy. Her self-esteem isn't tied to social media likes or someone else's approval. She knows who she is, what she wants, and what she stands for. Spending time alone has allowed her to explore her interests, passions, and dreams without interference. She's built a relationship with herself based on trust and love. She's her own cheerleader, her own critic, and her own best friend. This independence is magnetic. People are drawn to her because she exudes authenticity and self-assuredness. But here's the catch. She doesn't need anyone. She chooses who to let into her life, and that choice is made from a place of abundance, not desperation. This woman has mastered the art of setting boundaries. She's fiercely protective of her peace because she's learned the value of her own energy. She won't tolerate toxic relationships or superficial connections. Her solitude has taught her to differentiate between loneliness and the need for meaningful companionship. As a result, she's selective about who she spends her time with. She surrounds herself with people who inspire, support, and uplift her. This high standard isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. And this self-respect is what makes her dangerous. She won't settle for less than she deserves because she knows her worth. She's walked through her fears and insecurities alone, and she's come out stronger on the other side. No one can use her fears against her because she's faced them head on. Her independence isn't just emotional, it's also practical. She's self-sufficient and capable of handling life's challenges on her own. She doesn't wait around for someone to save her because she knows she's more than capable of saving herself. This kind of resilience is intimidating to those who thrive on control or manipulation. They can't sway her decisions or play on her insecurities because she's already done the inner work. She's not looking for someone to complete her. She's already whole. When a woman learns to be comfortable alone, she becomes unstoppable. She's free from societal expectations and stereotypes about how women should behave. She's unapologetically herself, and that authenticity is her superpower. She's not afraid to walk away from situations that don't serve her, and she does so without second-guessing her worth. Her solitude has given her clarity, strength, and resilience. It's made her a force to be reckoned with, a woman who's truly dangerous in the most empowering way. Embracing imperfections is one of the most liberating experiences a woman can have, especially when she spends time alone. In solitude, she faces herself, every flaw, every scar, every doubt. But instead of running from them, she learns to accept them. She stops chasing an illusion of perfection and starts embracing her authentic self. This acceptance isn't about settling or giving up. It's about acknowledging her humanity. It's about realizing that her worth isn't tied to her appearance, achievements, or other people's opinions. In this space of self-acceptance, she cultivates inner peace, a peace so profound that it becomes unshakable. This inner peace makes her resilient because she no longer seeks external validation to feel good about herself. And that makes her dangerous in the best possible way. When a woman embraces her imperfections, she becomes fearless. She stops pretending to be someone she's not just to fit in or be liked. She sheds the masks she used to wear to gain acceptance because she's accepted herself. Her confidence isn't an act, it's genuine. She's comfortable in her own skin because she knows that her value goes beyond superficial standards. This authenticity draws people to her, but she's no longer swayed by others' approval or criticism. Her self-worth is no longer up for debate, and that kind of confidence is powerful. It makes her immune to manipulation because no one can use her insecurities against her. She's already confronted and embraced them. Solitude gives her the space to reflect and grow. She takes the time to understand her triggers, heal her wounds, and learn from her experiences. She's not afraid to confront her past because she knows it doesn't define her future. By embracing her imperfections, she transforms them into strengths. Her vulnerability becomes her courage. Her past mistakes become lessons that guide her forward. She doesn't shy away from her emotions, even the messy ones. She allows herself to feel, process, and heal. This emotional maturity makes her grounded and wise. She responds instead of reacting. She listens more than she speaks. She's not easily provoked because she's found peace within herself. Her inner peace is her power. It shields her from chaos because she's no longer searching for validation or happiness outside herself. She's not easily influenced by trends, gossip, or drama. She's focused on her own journey, and she's unapologetic about it. Her solitude isn't about isolation. It's about creating a sanctuary for herself where she can recharge and grow. This sanctuary becomes her source of strength, and it's why she doesn't need constant attention or approval. She's not afraid of being alone because she's found comfort in her own company. She enjoys her independence and guards her peace fiercely. This inner peace gives her clarity and purpose. She makes decisions from a place of wisdom, not fear. She doesn't cling to toxic relationships or situations because she's not afraid of walking away. She doesn't chase love, friendship, or success. She attracts them by being true to herself. She knows that she's enough just as she is, and that's why she's so dangerous. She's unbreakable because she's built herself from the inside out. She's embraced her flaws, healed her wounds, and found peace within herself. Her solitude has made her whole. And that wholeness is her greatest power. When a woman spends time alone, she develops a heightened sense of self-awareness that is rare and powerful. In solitude, she listens to her thoughts without distraction. She becomes intimately familiar with her emotions, understanding the reasons behind her joy, fears, and frustrations. This self-awareness is not merely about recognizing her feelings, it's about understanding their roots. She asks herself tough questions and faces uncomfortable truths. She learns to distinguish between her authentic desires and societal expectations. This clarity of self-awareness gives her emotional strength that is unshakable because it's grounded in truth. She knows who she is, what she stands for, and what she won't tolerate. This emotional strength doesn't mean she is immune to pain or sadness. On the contrary, she feels deeply, but isn't overwhelmed by her emotions. Because she spent time alone processing her experiences, she knows how to navigate them. She doesn't suppress her emotions or run from them. She acknowledges and understands them. She allows herself to grieve, to get angry, and to heal. She doesn't need anyone to validate her feelings because she trusts her emotional process. This independence makes her emotionally resilient. She can face challenges without losing herself because she's anchored by her self-awareness. A woman with this level of emotional strength is hard to manipulate. She recognizes when someone is trying to play on her emotions or twist her words. She sees through facades because she's spent enough time examining her own. Her self-awareness acts as a shield, protecting her from toxic influences. She doesn't fall for sweet lies or empty promises because she listens to her intuition. She's in tune with her gut feelings because she's learned to trust herself. This makes her dangerous to anyone who tries to control or deceive her. Her emotional strength allows her to set boundaries with ease. She doesn't feel guilty for saying no because she understands her limits. She's aware of what drains her energy and what nourishes her soul. She chooses her battles wisely, conserving her energy for what truly matters. This wisdom comes from spending time alone, reflecting on her experiences and learning from them. She doesn't seek approval for her decisions because she's confident in her choices. Her self-awareness has taught her to trust her judgment, even if it goes against the norm. This emotional independence is liberating. She doesn't depend on others to make her happy because she's found contentment within herself. She's learned to enjoy her own company, to find peace in solitude. Her happiness isn't tied to anyone else's actions or opinions. This makes her emotionally self-sufficient, and that kind of freedom is powerful. It means she can walk away from toxic relationships without hesitation. It means she can pursue her dreams without fear of judgment. Her self-awareness has given her the courage to live authentically, and her emotional strength keeps her grounded through every challenge. A woman who spends time alone becomes deeply connected to herself, and that connection is her greatest strength. She knows her worth, her values, and her purpose. She doesn't seek validation because she's already validated herself. Her emotional strength comes from knowing herself inside and out. This self-awareness allows her to navigate life's complexities with grace and confidence. She doesn't just react to situations, she responds with wisdom. Her presence is powerful because she's fully present, fully aware, and fully herself. That kind of woman is not just dangerous, she's unstoppable. A woman who always spends time alone cultivates unbreakable resilience. In her solitude, she faces her fears head-on, not as monsters lurking in the shadows, but as challenges to understand and overcome. She confronts her insecurities and doubts, questioning their origins and validity. She doesn't run from discomfort, but leans into it, knowing that growth comes from facing what scares her the most. This courage to explore her inner world builds a mental toughness that few possess. She becomes familiar with her vulnerabilities, but instead of letting them weaken her, she uses them to strengthen her character. By spending time alone, she gains clarity about her values. Without the noise of other people's opinions or societal expectations, she defines her principles on her own terms. She knows what she stands for and what she won't compromise on. This self-awareness becomes her moral compass, guiding her through life's complexities with confidence and integrity. She doesn't seek approval or validation because she's already validated herself. Her decisions are grounded in her values, making her unwavering and unyielding in her beliefs. This makes her immune to manipulation because she's anchored in her truth. She can't be swayed by sweet lies or societal pressures because she knows who she is and what she stands for. Her resilience is rooted in her ability to be self-sufficient. She doesn't rely on others for her happiness or sense of worth. In her solitude, she learns to enjoy her own company, finding peace in quiet moments. She celebrates her achievements without needing applause and comforts herself through hardships without needing rescue. This emotional independence is a source of immense strength. It means she's not afraid to walk away from toxic relationships or situations that don't align with her values. She doesn't tolerate disrespect because she respects herself too much. Her solitude has taught her self-love, and that love is unshakable. Spending time alone also teaches her adaptability. She becomes her own problem solver, facing challenges with creativity and resourcefulness. When life throws obstacles her way, she doesn't crumble. She finds a way around them. She trusts her ability to navigate difficulties because she's done it before on her own. This self-reliance builds a resilience that is unbreakable. She doesn't wait for someone to save her because she knows she's capable of saving herself. This confidence in her abilities makes her unstoppable. She takes risks, pursues her dreams, and stands her ground because she knows she can handle whatever comes her way. Her resilience isn't just about toughness. It's about emotional agility. She's learned to process her emotions without denial or suppression. She allows herself to feel, to grieve, to heal. But she doesn't dwell in victimhood because she's too focused on growth. Her emotional intelligence enables her to bounce back from setbacks with grace and wisdom. She doesn't let failures define her because she knows they're just lessons in disguise. Her ability to rise time and time again makes her indomitable. She's learned to transform pain into power, fear into courage, and doubt into determination. A woman who spends time alone becomes resilient because she knows herself deeply. She understands her strengths and weaknesses, her dreams and fears. She faces life with authenticity because she's comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't wear masks or conform to fit in because her self-worth isn't dependent on others. This authenticity is her superpower. It gives her the freedom to live boldly, love deeply, and pursue her passions without apology. Her resilience is not just about survival, it's about thriving in her truth. She's unbreakable because she's unafraid to be herself, fully and unapologetically. A woman who always spends time alone learns to channel her energy into meaningful goals and achievements. In her solitude, she gains clarity about what truly matters to her. Without the distractions of societal expectations or the pressure to conform, she can listen to her own dreams and ambitions. She doesn't chase superficial validation or temporary pleasures because she's focused on building a life of purpose and fulfillment. Her goals are not defined by what others think she should do, but by her own passions and vision. This authenticity gives her the drive and determination to pursue her dreams relentlessly. She understands the power of focused energy. When she spends time alone, she eliminates noise and chaos, allowing her to concentrate fully on her aspirations. She doesn't waste her energy on unnecessary drama or distractions. Instead, she channels it into productivity and growth. Whether it's advancing in her career, mastering a skill, or creating something meaningful, she invests her time and energy where it truly counts. Her solitude becomes her sanctuary for creativity and innovation. It's in these quiet moments that she plans, strategizes, and executes her goals with precision. Her ability to focus makes her unstoppable in her pursuits. This woman doesn't just set goals, she achieves them because she's disciplined and self-motivated. She doesn't wait for inspiration or external validation. She shows up every day for herself because she knows that consistency is the key to success. She's not afraid of hard work because she's driven by purpose, not applause. She celebrates her progress, no matter how small, because she understands that growth is a journey. Her self-discipline allows her to overcome procrastination and excuses. She holds herself accountable, pushing through challenges with resilience and determination. Spending time alone also allows her to reflect and learn. She evaluates her progress, adjusts her strategies, and learns from her failures. She doesn't see setbacks as reasons to quit, but as lessons to grow stronger. Her solitude gives her the mental space to analyze her decisions, understand her mistakes, and improve her approach. She embraces a growth mindset, knowing that success isn't about being perfect, but about being persistent. Her ability to learn from her experiences makes her adaptable and resourceful. She evolves with every challenge, becoming wiser and more resilient. Her achievements are not just about personal success, they're about making an impact. She channels her energy into goals that contribute to something bigger than herself. Whether it's building a career that influences others, creating art that inspires, or contributing to her community, she's driven by purpose. Her solitude fuels her vision because she's not swayed by trends or opinions. She follows her heart and intuition, making decisions that align with her values and purpose. This makes her unstoppable because her motivation comes from within. She's not chasing external rewards, but fulfilling her own calling. A woman who spends time alone is dangerous because she knows how to channel her energy into meaningful goals and achievements. She's focused, disciplined, and driven by purpose. She doesn't waste her time on trivial pursuits or shallow validation. Her solitude is her power because it fuels her creativity, productivity, and resilience. She knows what she wants and goes after it with unwavering determination. She's a force to be reckoned with because she's not seeking approval, she's seeking fulfillment. And that kind of purpose-driven energy is truly unstoppable. In conclusion, a woman who spends time alone is a force to be reckoned with. Her solitude is not a sign of loneliness, but a source of unparalleled strength, self-awareness, and emotional resilience. By embracing her own company, she discovers her true self, cultivates unshakable confidence, and sets boundaries with ease. Her self-worth is not dependent on external validation, making her immune to manipulation and societal pressures. She channels her energy into meaningful goals and achievements, driven by purpose rather than applause. Her independence is magnetic, her authenticity is powerful, and her emotional strength is unbreakable. She faces her fears, embraces her imperfections, and finds inner peace that grounds her through every challenge. And in a world that often tries to define and limit women, her freedom, courage, and purpose-driven energy are revolutionary. This kind of woman is not just dangerous, she's unstoppable. She's liberated from societal expectations, living life on her own terms, unapologetically herself.